Hey, welcome back. Some of the tools you see laying on the table before you I had purchased and unboxed during the mystery shopping adventure, and then some of them I've picked up over the last couple of weeks of time I've been home. Harbor Freight's always bad for me. I always find something that I need. And so yeah, stay tuned. We'll check it out. Okay, so let's get started. I've readjusted the camera. I think this will be a little bit better of an angle as far as showing this stuff off, and hopefully I won't bump the camera too much. So our first item is a Pittsburgh Pro 1/4-inch drive telescopic socket driver. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a great tool, but I love these little gimmicky things. There was a Stanley ratchet, 3/8 ratchet that I bought at Walmart that I have a review of on this channel that looked gimmicky to me, and it's pretty much my go-to ratchet now. So an item number on this is 67978. I have opened it for ease of the video. But as stated, you have a 1/4-inch driver that extends. Look at that magic. It gets a little wobbly out here, but you know, might serve a purpose. If it, you know, like most tools from Harbor Freight or anywhere else you buy, if it serves a purpose and gets you by once, it was worth it. I don't remember what I paid for this, sorry, but it does have a really nice ergonomic handle, a little bit of a rubberized texture. And then it also has a spot where you can put a 1/4-inch ratchet up here. So, you know, I don't know. Pick something that if you were down here and you couldn't get but just the tip and you needed to break it loose, there you go. Something a little neat. Okay. This was a eBay purchase. This is what's called a Saltus Wrench. It's made by Craftsman. There's a set here that includes 3/8, 7/16, 1/2-inch, 9/16, 5/8, and 3/4. And these are an older design wrench that you don't see like in the stores and stuff like that. There's a few companies that make their version of it, if you will. But it's basically a socket and an open-end wrench. Now you might ask, why? Okay. So in my career and in several different fields, working on things not necessarily as a mechanic, but just, you know, taking apart like a huge blower unit for like the coal mines and stuff like that, there's been a few times where I needed to get to a nut or the top of a bolt or something. And yeah, I could put a socket on something, but then I have that big ratchet head right here. So this gives me a little more clearance. In addition, ratchet wrench or even a box end wrench, there's been a few times where I can get the box end wrench in, but I can't really manipulate it. This gives me a little more of an angle that I can work with. So just an option for the toolkit. Speaking of options, I have a set of SAE elbow ratcheting wrenches from Craftsman. And I did break, I think it was the 1/4-inch one. Right here at the elbow. It's not broken, it just doesn't, you got to fight it to catch it. So with these, obviously they elbow and get around things, maybe. But then you can also lock this in position all the way around, certain positions around. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a different angle at working things. So just an option there. And these were an eBay purchase as well. I don't think Craftsman, well, Sears Craftsman, I don't think they actually exist anymore. I'm not 100% sure. But I saw a set of the SAE years ago on a clearance rack and a bottom. And then when I went back to get the metric set, because I like to have metric and standard for any types of wrenches I buy, and I couldn't find them. So check them out on eBay if you want. There's a part number there, 14636. Like I said, just kind of a, not going to be an everyday use, but something different. Might get you out of a pinch. So this is a set of Matco clutch head screwdrivers. Again, another one of those things that you don't run into. Hey, look, I bumped the camera. You don't run into clutch head screws very often, but again, I have run into them on some of the older cars that I've worked on. Well, I can get it out of here. So this is just a set of those, and I don't know if you can see how that is. It's just a little different design on the head, and it's called a clutch head. Come on, focus. Too much stuff in the background. From Matco, these are probably pricey. I don't know. From eBay, and I think I paid like $30 for them or something. Again, not one of those things that you use every day, but I have come across that a couple times, so I like to have things. So I don't use a lot of dyes, like in oil and stuff like that, but I did pick up one of these quantum UV black light flashlights. Yeah, it's not going to show with my... I'm going to turn the lights out for a moment, so you can kind of see now how well that works. I don't know, but again, something handy for the toolbox. Light coming back on. Hopefully that doesn't mess with the camera too much. And I don't think this was $2 or $3 or $5 or something. 63931 quantum flashlight. There's a look at the back of it there. And then this was my Amazon splurge purchase. Gearwrench 19-in-1 ratcheting multi-bit driver. Part number, come on, 80191R. There we go. Now I don't use a lot of these multi-bit tools. My wife does a lot. But something handy to throw in the door of a truck. So this ratchets both ways, depending on how you want to mess with it. And then there's a middle setting where it's just locked up as a screwdriver. So you've got a number 3 Phillips, I think, there. This baby say on the back. Comes with, look at what it comes with. 1/4-inch nut driver, 5/16 nut driver, 7/16. Number 1, 2, and 3 Phillips, 3/16, 1/4, 5/16 Saltus, a T15 and a T20 Torx, a number 1, number 2 square, and then hex bits, 5/64, 3/32, on and on and on. So you got pretty similar to any other multi-bit screwdriver that you have seen. This one just happens to ratchet. It does pull out, switch around, so you got some more bits, which are a little tight because they're all new. And then in the back here, you do have a pretty nice little storage thing. Most of the reason I don't use multi-bits is I try to get one bit out and I end up with all of them out. So I'll pull these out here so you can kind of get a general idea of what they look like. Seems like a good quality. You know, Gearwrench has really come along in years, in the last few years, as far as their tool quality. Again, not Snap-on or Matco quality, but doesn't matter. there you go. Then we got the stubby go with it. That is 800 61R, 6-in-1. There's a picture of what it comes with. Same deal as far as it being ratcheting. And it says it's high torque, so we'll find out over the long term. So it's got a little bit different bit carrier in here. This is pretty much one of those you shake out, find your bit you want, put the rest back. And then do your job. And that does have a pretty nice hollow ground screwdriver. So what I may end up doing is either getting a set to keep here where I work on guns, or just keep this one here, just for basic little work. Okay, another Harbor Freight buy. Again, not a Matco or however you say it, but a little 6-inch dial caliper, 64822. And they have changed the box up. I have an older one here for comparison, which has been abused. And none of these are super accurate, but it's always good to have a general idea what your accuracy is. So the inside looks similar. Outside's got a little different case. That might hold up and be sturdier. Don't know. Time will tell. But the basics of it are pretty much the same as my old one. But I bought two so that I could have one here to mess with gun stuff and one out in the garage to work on cars. Okay, and then in with that, I'm not a big fan of digital calipers. I'm kind of old school. I like to read them. But I have come across a couple of times where I could use this 6-inch long reach digital caliper. So I picked that up. 63714. Again, don't remember what I paid for any of these things. Check them out. This does have the older style of box. It is exactly what it says it is. Comes with a little pamphlet. Comes with an extra battery. And it comes with a battery installed. You switch it from inch to metric right there. The bad thing about these is you have to remember to turn them off. They don't go off by themselves. Then you zero it, and then there you go. And again, the zero kind of hunts around on these a little bit. So again, it's not a Matco or a Starrett or anything like that. But unless you're doing precision machining, you can get a rough idea is what I'm trying to say. And you can calibrate these a little bit. You know, I don't know how much I trust the digital readout, and I have already figured out that even at zero, it doesn't line up with the zero mark. But I think it's just because there's a little bit of play in the end. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed a little bit of a tool overview. Don't know if I would call it a review, but kind of a continuation of the mystery shopper jazz that I've been doing. So if you like my videos, I know they're random, sorry, thumbs up, subscribe below. And as always, I appreciate your time. Stay tuned and be nice to one another.